right, time for the Star Goddess podcast on the Crash and AJ blog at 98rock.com. And AJ's out today, so it's just you and I. And
I like it that way.
I guess we've done this before. We've been through this before,
Yeah.
Star Goddess. Good morning to you.
Good morning. So good to be here. Just so nice to see you in person, and
Yes.
I miss your face, so it's good to see
Your
you.
face, too.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
We've had it's starting to trickle in some bodies here in the building now. To actually see some people here, it's just amazing. So, that being said,
65,000 square feet, 5 people are in it.
Exactly. Trying to take up as much as oxygen
Yeah,
as possible here today. Where do we start? What's the theme today?
We have Mercury, the planet of communication, on the move. And Mercury takes 3 weeks or so to go through a sign, and it's leaving the sign of Gemini, where it has been for the last 3 weeks, gone into the sign of Cancer. And where Mercury is where you learn, because it's the planet of communication, it's the planet of information. So wherever Mercury is in your chart, tells you where you're going to be learning something very useful about your world, one way or the other.
Okay.
And so it's not exactly where your attention is focused, but it's where you're going to be learning something, communicating about something, or getting something straight, for the most part, is what that is. And I think it's important to know where in your chart you can expect that stuff to happen. So
finishing up business, basically.
yeah. In a minute, we're going to start with Cancer's, the sign of the zodiac that we are in right now, and then Mercury, the planet of communication, has entered their sign, and literally you are going to have to rip their fingernails out to get them to shut up.
And they don't normally talk that much, right?
Not about what's really bothering them. They talk about everything under the sun, which is what's so confusing about Cancers. You ask a Cancer, what did you do today? Well, I got up and I went to do this, but I was going to do that, but I didn't do this because I was going to do that. And be like, okay, get to the point. But when you say, what's bothering you, or what did I do? They go, nothing. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to play 20. Because Cancers, they're represented by a creature that has no vocal cords.
Yeah.
So like crabs can't talk. And so you have to literally play 20 questions, drag out what's really bothering them, which is always trouble for me, because I think, man, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. And I think, well, you are too.
It's funny because you said that about crabs, not having vocal cords. The only time you really hear them is when they're in a pot and they're boiling.
Yeah, they're boiling. It's exactly right. It's the same thing with Cancer. So for them, with Mercury entering their sign, they really will start to speak up, to talk more, and it's about them getting their wants and their needs met. Because Cancers think, well, if I meet your needs, you're going to go ahead and meet my needs. It's like, yeah, no, that's a big lie. That's two people meeting their needs and no one meeting yours. So, but for them, they want to put their agenda first. It's important for them to communicate what it is they want, and it's important for them to communicate to their partners what they want out of that partnership is important for them. So for Cancers everywhere, it's a good time for them to actually be articulate. And they'll find that when they tell people what it is they want, people will go, well, hell, I didn't know that. And if I would have known that, I would have done this or this or this. So.
And if you listen to Star Goddess, then you know that if you have a Cancer in your life, then you get a little head start on this.
That's right. That's exactly right. To drag out what it is. Yeah. So, but for them, it's a really good time for them, which that they can look forward to. And I think that's good because the United States is a Cancer. And people are going to start to hear about that child tax credit and money for everybody falling out of the sky. So I'm kind of interested in hearing how that's going to be.
Always money. I think when they finally legalize weed across the board, that'll be the tax that takes care of this.
And why wouldn't they do that? How can they have not done that? Why wouldn't you slap a national tax on that stuff?
I got a feeling.
And all it takes to do that is to fire the head of the DEA and put somebody in the head of the DEA who says, okay, that's no longer a Schedule I narcotic.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, and the revenue would be unbelievable. Colorado is giving money back.
I know. I think you go from a deficit to a surplus in just like
in a minute, in 1 minute. Yeah. I know, but what do we know? Hopefully that will be one of the outcomes of this. For Leos, it's a good time for Leos just to take a step back and take things under advisement. Right. They spent the last 3 or 4 weeks or so achieving a whole bunch of long-range hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. They've put things into motion. They've got the group the Leos are so great. They've encouraged the group to give the Leo what the Leo wants under the auspices of, oh, this is good for the group. And the truth is, it's really good for the Leo.
I know one of those.
Yeah, well, and there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing now is that they want to, now that they put all those things in motion, they want to give it about 3 weeks or so for the things they've already started to come to be.
Okay.
So this is a good time to take things under advisement for Leos. Not to answer right away, that there's more information that they need to get before they can make the informed decision about what they already know they're going to do.
Do you have a consultant in your life that kind of gives you information?
Yeah, you want to take it under advisement.
I'm looking at mine right now. My life
Exactly.
Right now, so.
I'm saying you have a lot of information at hand. Give it 3 weeks and then go forward.
Gotcha.
You already know what you're going to do. You just need some more compelling evidence as to why you should do that.
Okay.
So, and I think it's great because it's a good time for them to kind of hear what other people have to say.
Yeah.
And while they're doing that, they're figuring out how this can work to my advantage. Because the ultimate shot is that it does work to the Leo's advantage, and it's going to make the Leo look good. So
I tell you, it's amazing you say that. And you know how long it's been, I wanted to get the band together, got into a little
Coronavirus
speed bump,
stuff, yeah.
coronavirus injury, and I think I might have met a bass player, and I'll get you.
how fabulous is that? But Venus is in Leo, Mars is in Leo, so and this says that it will take that's part of that. Put that group to give the Leo what the Leo wants, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be the out front guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the Leo, for God's sake, Mick Jagger of the audience. So yeah. So, but it's good to not make a decision right away.
Yeah.
You know, and all you're really
notes.
looking for is reinforcement that the decision you're making is the right one.
Get some intel.
There you go.
Yeah.
All for it. All for it. For Virgos, they want to achieve a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective. And Virgos are going to manipulate, because that's what we do better than any other sign. We're going to manipulate the group to help the Virgo get what the Virgo wants. And the Virgo's going to be going, but this is good for everybody. It's not just good for me. It's good for everybody. And Virgo needs to know that they can't do it alone. They really do need the help of a group of either like-minded people or acquaintances or people you work with. But it's really rallying kind of the group. To get the Virgo what the Virgo wants, and then the group benefits from that.
Is this open besides work? Is it open for social?
Anything,
circles?
social stuff, anything. This is not necessarily a work thing. This is whatever their long-term goal is.
Okay.
It will take the group to help them get it.
All right.
So
kind of broad.
Yeah. And again, we're very subtle in our manipulation. We like to make you think it was your idea.
That's pretty sneaky of you guys.
Yeah, Yep, we are. Whenever you see green eyes, you got to know we're manipulating.
I know
That
one
God
of those
marks
too.
us like rattlesnakes get rattles. Virgos get light-colored eyes, so you know that they're gaming on you.
Gotcha.
Literally.
All right.
For Libras, this energy is interesting energy for them. It's in their 10th house of career and public standing, and they have to. They've done very well legally. Legal things went well for them. Educational opportunities, professional things are coming into play now, and they have to, rather than taking anything personally, if there's any kind of objective, kind of constructive criticism kind of thing, they should rise to that and say, okay, I will find a way to do that, rather than taking it personally, saying I'm not doing a good job.
Yeah,
It's that kind of thing.
Sometimes that gets kind of blurry in the minutiae.
It does.
You get advice, and you're like, do I need advice?
I didn't know I needed it. I thought I was doing just fine. And it's stuff that they wouldn't have thought of on their own.
Yeah.
And it comes a little bit out of left field to them, where they're going, I thought I was doing just
throw you
fine.
back
What do
a
you
little
mean I'm
bit.
not doing really well with that?
Okay.
That kind of a thing. So I think that is interesting,
Don't be offended.
for them.
Take the advice.
Yeah. Be receptive to it.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing, because I don't think it's bad news. And they end up making it, if they take the advice, whatever it is that's offered, the constructive career, and this is career criticism. This is not personal. This is not, in your relation. This is strictly career stuff.
Okay.
If they do, they end up being rewarded by the group as a result of it. That kind of thing. Maybe embrace new stuff.
All right.
Kind of a deal. For Scorpios, this energy is coming out of their 8th house of profound transformation into their 9th house of law. Legal matters go very well for them. Contracts go very well. Employment, important matters at a distance go very favorably for them. And somehow it ends up bringing them some sort of peace at home is what that does. I don't know whether it is, and if you're going to travel, for God's sake, take somebody you love with you along for the good time. But it looks like this is more travel for professional stuff that they're trying to set up, rather than just going on vacation now.
Who is the Scorpio?
Scorpio. Joe Biden's a
Joe
Scorpio.
Biden's
Our president's a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I think he's probably taking a show on the road trying to say, hey, foreign guys, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, he's trying to do all this, having all this dialogue with Putin right now.
He needs to, because
All the cyber stuff going on.
Yeah, he
Get
needs
the bottom of
to.
this. Yeah.
yeah, he needs to. So, but I think he will also do. I think Scorpios everywhere will do their best work in person. And if you're going to go and beg for mercy, do it in person. Do it gladly on bended knee. But the the important thing is for Scorpios that the law is on your side. And when the law's on your side, you want to go ahead and use it. That's the important thing there.
Okay.
For Sagittarians, this energy is in the 8th house of how much money can I make? And how can I benefit from other people's resources is what Sagittarians are trying to do, saying, I can do this on my own, but if I partner up with you, we'll have a synergistic effect that will make things better than either one of us are individually alone. Kind of a deal is really kind of what that is. And it's capitalizing on an existing resource.
This is business.
Yeah, it has to do with
Yeah,
business.
okay.
This has to do with business and money and other people's resources flowing your way, kind of a deal. And also, there's some sort of fear that Sagittarians need to drag on out and take a look at. And something that scared them a year or two ago is not going to scare them now.
Okay.
I don't know how to say that. I know that doesn't make any sense.
Something that's something that used to be
Yeah, it used to be a big
afraid
fear,
of.
not so much a fear anymore.
Okay.
Or either that they're not afraid of it anymore, or there's been some sort of resolution to it, or they figured out what they would do if that happens.
Okay.
That kind of a
and
thing.
that's besides the partnering up.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Because each house rules more than one thing.
Okay.
The eighth house is sex, death, regeneration, profound transformation, and your fears. The second house is your wants. The eighth house is your needs. So
So if you're out there and maybe you've got to, whether it's work or business, you should look out for the Sagittarian.
you should.
For me, it's like now after hearing all this stuff, if I was a businessman and I was really wanting to kind of build that relationship, I would probably check their astrological sign.
exactly.
Just to see what's
Just
going
to
on
see,
there.
just to make sure, just to make sure that it's what I think that it is.
Right.
You know, that it is what it appears to be. So, and money falls out of the sky on them. That's kind of unearned income. That's a benefit from other people's money flowing your way.
Okay.
Almost like, your girlfriend gets a raise and she takes you out to dinner, kind of a deal.
This is the Sagittarius.
For Sagittarius, for the rising sign and for the sun sign. Benefit from other people's resources flow
For the
your way.
money, where's it at?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't somebody just bring your French fry shake?
Yeah, that was.
Other people's
fell right in
resources.
my lap right there.
For Capricorns, this energy is in the seventh house of partnerships. Capricorns everywhere are focusing on their partnerships and intimate one-to-one relationships. And Capricorn's big onus this year is, how can I make more money? What do I need to do to make more money? How do I go about doing that? And they find out through their own efforts is what's going to make them more money. But they get the opportunity to pair up with somebody, to align their forces with somebody, and somebody who might have appeared to be an enemy at first turns out to be more of an ally than they knew.
It's always kind of gratifying to think that somebody's against you and all of a sudden realize
You find, oh my God, we have the same goals.
Yeah.
And that may even be, the old thing, me against my brother, and then me and my brother against my cousin, and then me and my brother and my cousin against everybody else.
Right.
That kind of a deal. But for Capricorns everywhere, the influence for them is on their intimate one-to-one relationships and partnerships. If they're single, they'll attract someone. If they're married, their marriage goes well. And Capricorns everywhere, if you hire a professional, for God's sake, take their advice. If you pay the money to have a professional, take their advice. Hear what they have to say and take their advice. Is my big thing there. For Aquarians, it's about new jobs, new work, new jobs, a better job opportunity, or something about your job. Whatever obstacle had been in your way gets out of your way. But more than likely,
a lot of those questions, right?
We had them. Yes, we had a lot of guys calling up today wanting to know about jobs.
Yeah.
About jobs and work, and Aquarians are going to do the best with that. And I had to laugh because Steven Stamkos is an Aquarian, and I think he retires and takes on a whole new role.
Whole new job, right?
Yeah, I think it might still be with the lighting.
That's pretty fascinating. You brought that up this morning, that you believe
I
he's the
do.
one
I
to
genuinely
retire.
do. And I think not just for the salary cap, but because you got 2 rings, dude.
Very accomplished.
Yeah,
Great
stop
career.
now. Retire. I mean, I really can envision this big retirement ceremony, retiring his number, and just that kind of a thing. But it's new, and also medical news is good for Aquarians, because the 6th house also rules your health and responsibility. So for that,
Leave the game healthy.
leave the game while you can still walk. You bet.
Yeah.
A lot to be said about that. Go get
I'm not
it.
gonna throw a rock him if he stays, of course.
Oh no,
but-
me either.
but,
Me either.
yeah,
But I just think
something
when
to
I'm
be
looking
said
at
there.
this, when I'm looking at Aquarius, Jupiter's in their sign right now, so it's a new start, best new start in 12 years. And 12 years ago is when you got hired by the
Yeah,
lightning.
you
and
brought that up this morning. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
That cycle, a 12-year cycle, right?
just it amazes me. It's the kind of thing that makes me look at astrology and go, coincidence? I think not.
That's what I mean. Because when we met, I was.
Yeah,
I
you were
was
like-
kinda, I was
I
like.
showed up in your
I was-
studio.
I was you're very engaging personality. I was like, I like
I'll give it a
stars.
shot.
I don't know about this
Yeah,
astrology.
the astrology stuff.
But it's so interesting. It's so fun.
I get the biggest kick out of it just looking at that. So, but I think that whatever their new start is, professionally or work-wise, it's a good one for them. We had a couple of callers want to know that too. Is it, how's my job going to be? And it's like, dude, it's the right time for you to change jobs.
What was the name on that?
That was either Aaron, wasn't Aaron one?
All right. We can. I'll put it edit here.
I think it's Aaron.
All right. So Aaron.
And he had
Aaron-
a question.
Yeah, Erin had a question. She says, all right, she says, my birthday is 3/12/76. Her, 2578.
That's the Aquarian.
All right, so if I stay, will it get better? Should I leave? If I do leave, when should I? Will it go well? So all those questions wrapped up there.
All around the same thing. And the answer for that is that whatever it is, the argument between, because there's a genuine love bond at the root of this.
Mm-hmm.
There's genuine love. One is an Aquarian, the other one's got Venus and Aquarius. The argument is that there is something that has gone on from them since April, is the origin of the fight.
Okay.
And that if they can get that resolved openly with open dialogues of communication, then yeah, they can stay together. If not, they'll bail by October.
Okay. There you go. That
Is the right answer for that.
Rock.com, by the way. So we take email questions.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Got another one coming up a little later here.
Yep, we do. So that's my answer for that guy. For Pisces, the next sign of the zodiac, this energy is in the 5th house of how much fun can I have? Pisces have had a lot of struggles the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. Mercury has been in the nadir of their chart, buried deep at the bottom of their chart. They've been trying to just figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. And I have to laugh because a couple of the Olympians are Pisces. You know, they're like, is anybody going to get to watch us play? Are these things even going to go on? I mean, even now, they're still saying, well, you know, you can go and you can play, but, you know, I'm sorry, nobody's going to be watching you.
And some of those athletes feed off that. They don't perform
Who doesn't?
as good.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
You're a Leo. Don't you love applause?
Absolutely. I think the more the better. It jacks you up, gets you the energy no matter what you're doing.
And it would make me mad if I was Simone Biles and I'm a Pisces,
yeah.
you know, and it's sort of like Katie Ledecky, I'm
when
a
she skips those
Pisces.
landings, she wants some cheers, right?
Yeah, she wants somebody going, well done for you.
Right.
So, I think that they do very well, but I think that that's part of the thing that they're trying to go through right now.
Okay.
Is to say, I would like to, and I think that they have come out of that dark night kind of thing, and from literally today forward, Pisces rock. And I laugh also the pitcher that just sat down nine batters in a row is a Pisces. You know, and I think
exhausting is that, first of all, to go through all those fouls, all those tips,
through 1,000
all
balls.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah,
What a great performance.
But this, I have to tell you, with Jupiter dipping into Pisces, it's kind of a harbinger. This is the year of Pisces doing really well. So I think Ledecky wins and Biles wins, and clearly Pablo did.
Yeah.
You know, you have to like that. For Aries, this energy is in the 4th house of home, and they have to do something about their home. They've been thinking about it for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Do I stay? Do I go? What do I do? How do I do it? You know, do I repair this home? They're all issues for Aries are regarding their home and their foundations, either repairing their home or finding a new home, purchasing real estate, even though I'm not planning on being there right away. But it has to do with finding a secure foundation or a base of operations to operate out of. So, and if your home's not right, no matter what it is you're doing in the world isn't going to be right.
Is this just the structure of the home or the people within the home?
All of that, all of the above. But
All right.
I think it has a lot more to do with the physical presence of the home.
Okay.
And then the home decision is based on how is that going to be for me and also for children, because Mercury always rules younger people.
Okay.
So for them, the question is, where do I live? And can I afford to do that? For Tauruses, this energy is in their 3rd house of day-to-day living, short distance, short duration travel. There's some sort of additional education that Tauruses can get. And this is not like getting a master's. It's a very short, some sort of upgrade in education kind of a deal.
Okay.
That ends up giving the Taurus better career opportunities. It enables them to get to the next level professionally. It's some sort of like a...
So that could be on-the-job training.
Yeah,
as well,
it's
right?
a square you have to fill.
Okay.
Sort of like, you know, when you graduate, you know, teaching, and then you get your first teaching job, and then you find out you've got to get certified to teach.
Okay.
That kind of a thing. It's not like going back to college, but it's
Right.
some sort of hurdle you have to go through, some sort of hoop you have to go through, some sort of credential. That it's literally a square you have to fill, kind of a deal. So for
I know
Tauruses...
that now I get to advance. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So for them, it has them being out and about. Is what that has them doing. And some short distance, short duration travel pops up for them as well. And then for Gemini, the last sign of the zodiac, Mercury has gone from their 1st house of them, talking all about them, to how can I make money while doing this? Mercury in your 2nd house of money means that through your own labor, through the efforts that you put forth, you can increase the amount of money you make. And that may be as little as, you know, hey, I would like a raise.
Put out the effort to ask.
You have to ask before, you know, they can say anything. But that answer is, if they don't get a raise there, then they need to over the next 3 weeks go, where can I go to get a raise? You know, where that will be the thing that inspires them.
You gotta do that footwork.
Yeah, it'll be the thing that inspires them. And with Gemini, with the eclipse cycle being in their sign, any kind of effort on their part is likely to be rewarded. Even Donald Trump, man, you see him out and about, going to rallies and stuff like that. And
is it normal for them to put out the energy to get that, or is it
no,
Geminis?
Geminis will manufacture stuff.
Okay.
They will manufacture stuff because Mercury is their ruling planet. And so what they're going to do is talk other people into either paying them more money or giving them a job or having to do it. That's what I mean, through the fruits of their labor, through their own efforts. They will be able to make more money. So you have to like that.
All right.
That's the pretty big news there. Tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac. And I can't wait. I would like to take a bet on what they are going to do, the Lightning are going to do.
Yeah.
With the trophy.
By next week, who knows? By next podcast, we might
have that answer. Yeah. But I'm thinking now today, are they going to throw that trophy? What are they going to do with that trophy? They have to do something with the trophy. I don't know what they can do, but 35 pounds, I don't think they're hurling it across boats.
If I had to guess, if I really wanted to make everybody look twice, I'd come up with a duplicate trophy.
Made of foam or something that you can haul.
Try to pass it during the boats. That'd be funny as hell. So
yeah, I love it. I can't say enough good things about them.
Great talking to you today. Hopefully we'll have AJ back for the next
Hopefully,
podcast.
golly. I miss her face too.
Yeah, prayers and healing vibes to her.
Yeah. Get well.
And we'll see you guys next week on the show on the FM. And then, of course, once again, the podcast drops right here on the Crash Nancy blog at 98rock.com.